Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make an abstract sculpture using the pinch coiling technique. The first thing you're going to start off is your base, so you're going to grab a slab of clay, roll it out into a slab that's about 1/4 to 1/2 inch in thickness, and you're going to cut a hole into the center. This hole is going to act as a vent so your project doesn't blow up when it's getting bisque fired. Next, I'm going to roll out a bunch of coils. I'm going to do this in advance so it's a lot faster when I'm assembling my sculpture. I'm also going to pre-score my coils so that assembling my sculpture will go a little faster. As always, you want to make sure you're adding slip to join your pieces of clay together and attach score side to score side. As you keep building these coils one on top of another, make sure to score the top of your coils as you add the next layer. After you have about 3 to 5 layers of coils stacked on top of each other, use the wooden thumb tool to blend all of those layers together. Don't worry about it looking all too pretty because we're going to use our metal rib tool to do this. After your layers are all blended together, use the metal rib tool to smooth the surface, kind of like putting frosting on a cake. Now it's time to pinch what you have into shape. My sculpture is a spherical form with a bunch of spikes on it, so I'm going to start with that spherical base first. I'm simply just pinching and rounding out the walls. And after I've pinched that area into the desired shape, I'm just going to continue adding coils and do the same thing. Layering my coils, making sure to score and slip in between, and then using the wooden thumb tool to blend all the layers together, and lastly, using the metal rib tool to smooth it all out. Then once that surface is smooth, I'll just continue to pinch this into shape. Okay, so to close up the form, I could use more coils, but instead, I'm going to use a slab. I'm simply going to pinch a slab that's wide enough to cover up that hole. I'll also make sure that it's slightly wider than that hole so that I can score and slip the edges of that slab onto the form. When you close off your form, make sure to be gentle. At the moment, I have a hollow form made of plastic clay. So really, the clay isn't firm enough to support a lot of pressure from tools. Plus, it's not like we can support the walls from the interior because it's a closed form. So that's why it's important to work gently at this stage so you won't make unwanted dents. After pushing my clay into shape, now I'm ready to create the spikes. I'm creating the spikes by using the pinch pot technique. I'm rolling balls of clay, then poking into the center to create a hollow form, and then creating a point at the end. And after I have a handful made, I'm ready to attach those onto my main form. A super important note to keep in mind here. Because I'm attaching one hollow form to another, I have to make a hole to connect the hollow sections of my form. This way, the air from the hollow section of the spike will vent through the main form and out through the bottom. If I forget to vent my hollow pieces, those sections will blow up in the kiln because the moisture won't be able to escape when firing. Don't forget to reinforce the edges of your attachment so you have a seamless connection between all attached points. Repeat this step for every single attachment, creating a vent hole, scoring, slipping, attaching, and reinforcing. Now if you forget to add a vent hole, or you just can't remember if you added one or not, there are 2 ways to be safe. The first is by flipping over your form and peeking through that vent hole we created earlier to make sure that there's vent holes connected to every single attachment. The second is to poke a hole with your needle tool in an inconspicuous area, poking through to the center of that hollow area. You should also do this after cleanup because as you can see, the metal rib tool easily covers up those holes we created, rendering them useless. My sculpture is going to be covered completely with these spikes, so I'm going to make a bunch of these and slip and score them on. Now it's time for some cleanup. I could do this at 2 stages. I could do this at a wet stage while my clay is still plastic, and bend my clay into shape as needed. Or I can wait for my form to become leather hard and use a loop tool for crisper shavings. Now this sculpture here is in no way complete and needs a lot more time cleaning up. But I hope this video gives you some clarity on using this technique and inspires you to create interesting new abstract sculptures. Let me know what kind of cool ceramics you come up with in the comments, and I'll see you guys for the next video.